All right, perfect. All right, so good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, and I'm going to help out this morning because Haley is in Sundance at the Leadership Summit, so she's there learning and growing, and super excited for her when she gets back to share all her good knowledge that she's getting there. And I honestly, I just want to really thank you guys for showing up. We've been doing this 90-day challenge. We started our first Saturday was August 3rd, and we are on our 12th week, if you guys can believe it. So just thank you for continuing to show up. And before I jumped in, I just wanted to find out, we didn't do like an official Super Saturday last Saturday, so it's been a couple weeks since we've been here. And I just wanted to find out from any of you guys some wins that you've had over the last couple of weeks in your business. Who would like to share? It's a quiet group this morning. Okay. Well, if something comes to mind and you decide you want to share with us, definitely just kind of hop in and let me know. But this morning, what I wanted to talk about a little is really just about follow-up. And this could be a few things. This could be following up with people who've reached out but maybe haven't done a health assessment with you yet. Or maybe this is following up with people who have done a who you have done a health assessment with, or just following up with clients and offering coaching. So it's really important to remember that just because they aren't responding or you feel like you're being ghosted, only means that they're just not ready to jump on the plan or they're not ready for coaching yet. So this can be so frustrating, right? When we feel like we're doing all the things, we're throwing out the posts and the comments and, following the system, whether that's doing like the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or the 3, 3, and 3, but we feel like we're doing all the things. We're just not seeing the growth in our business. So, maybe these struggles are getting health assessments on our calendar, or maybe it's finding people who are even interested in coaching, or just people like not responding when we're putting in the effort to make those connections. So I've got 3 questions for you. First one is, how intentional are you in your follow-up? Are you pushy? Are you too direct? Are you making it all about you? Give that some thought. And then the second question is, how intentional are you in your connections through comments and messenger? Are you taking time to do like a little research with people on their page, and just therefore you're able to put a little thought into your words, or are you just doing like a lot of like copy and paste kind of action when you're trying to literally just like check boxes and get things done? And then what actions are you doing above and beyond that are going to help you grow and your business grow? So honestly, you guys, I would take some time this weekend to answer these questions for yourself. This is really just going to allow you to see, maybe where you need to make some adjustments or shift your energy. And I had to do this for myself at the beginning of October because I just felt like I had kind of a crappy September. I wasn't hitting my goals, and I had to figure out like what needed to change so that I could, get back on track and start hitting my goals for the month. So let me grab this here. I finished reading Church Boy to Millionaire. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. And there's a few. I love his Dougisms, and I wanted to share this one with you. So it's Dougism 14, and it's called Shift Happens. So every time you become aware you're just going through the motions, it's a signal that it's time to shift, make a move on, or make a drastic change in your daily routine or your life. Allow the shift to happen or make the shift happen. Otherwise, the same old shift keeps repeating itself. So My favorite thing that I like to say is love it, Blaine. Yes, such a good book. Definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I feel like we all kind of get stuck in this at times. So we really just can't go through the motions and check boxes and expect things to come to fruition. The key is really in good follow-up. And what does that mean? It's like good, authentic, genuine follow-up. So people are going to stay connected with you if they don't feel like you're talking to them just because you want them to jump on program and become a client, or I feel like that leans more to the client side, because we always do know that coaching is such a wonderful offer to someone. But again, taking that component out where it feels like you're just out to get them, right? So, I always say, never give up on anybody just because they won't respond. When you find someone has, kind of stepped away, and, what I recommend is just continuing to circle back around like once a month and check in on them, see how life is. Leave the program completely out of the conversation. It's amazing who circles back around when the time is right. So, I feel like a lot of times we've got like these big goals for our business. We've got like maybe bonuses we're trying to hit and trips that we're trying to qualify for, but we can't lose sight of leading with our heart. And I feel like that's where follow-up just becomes really key, like knowing when to I guess put people in like the friend group. So I feel like for me, a lot of times, like you have just like a little inkling that someone's interested in, jumping on program or coaching a little bit. And we tend to focus all of our energy on those people and lose sight of that we need to keep moving forward and, offering this program to more people and continuing to share up on social media. So really recognizing, like, if you're following up with people and you're being genuine in those responses and those touches, keep those there, but don't lose sight of moving forward. I wanted to share a little bit, and I want to hear if anyone has had some great stuff too that's coming to fruition in their business. But I had a great week this week practicing, where I've had 2 people finally reach out in regards to the program after like 6 months, even a year of conversations through Messenger. So never once did any of these conversations talk about the program or what I do. And the fact that they finally reached out, and now I have a couple health assessments on my calendar, that's the follow-up, you guys. It doesn't always have to be about the program, because I feel like if that's what we're putting out there for follow-up, it turns people off. It makes us look like, again, we're out there for them. And another thing too, talking about follow-up for coaching, I just encourage you guys, like, don't limit yourself to just your clients. I mean, our client check-ins are like the honey of our business. So those are times where, that's where you're going to have that opportunity. But there's so many people out there that I feel like we're afraid to offer coaching to that aren't doing our program. So I wanted to share this for you because this was huge. So I had a gal who's a good friend of mine. She's a personal trainer, so that's always intimidating. And she also sells Rodan and Fields. And she had reached out to me to see if I wanted to do the business with her. And she's asked me like several times over the last few years if I wanted to do the business. And I sat there when I got her message, and I decided I was being selfish for not offering coaching to her. So I turned the conversation around in a very graceful way and told her that, she would be amazing at coaching with her fitness and nutrition background. And, I wasn't sure what her situation was, but if she was, at all interested in looking at a different or an additional stream of income, I have an appointment with her on Monday to talk to her. So I just think it goes to show, like, staying connected and really, questioning yourself on that follow-up and how you're doing it and how it's coming off will help you, I feel like, recognize maybe where you need to make some changes. So on that note, I have another Dougism, shocker, right? Okay, so this one is great. So this is called Raise Your Commitment. This is Dougism number 4. If we are short on creativity, it's because we lack commitment. When we lack commitment, we lack passion, creativity, and desire. Raise your commitment level, and you will quickly find greater creativity in implementing action to reach your goals. However, nothing starts without being absolutely obsessed and passionate with what you want most. You must be truly committed to it. Get clear on what you actually want. Don't apologize for why you want it, and take the actions to get it. I just feel like it's powerful in what we're talking about today. And maybe we have to go back and question, how compassionate am I right now with where I'm at in my business and the effort that I'm putting out there. Is there anybody that wanted to share anything that's happened this week that's been great, where you feel like you've been intentional in your follow-up, or maybe changed something because you keep doing the same thing, but yet it's not providing results? We have such a quiet group this morning.
Hey, Heather, I'll say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Cal.
So I actually reached out to a lot of people that I have spoke to in the past, including my clients, just because I'm having issues with them responding on check-in days. But I went about it like you said, be their friend. And it was amazing how many people responded.
Yeah, that's great, Kelly.
It was pretty cool, and they're like, well, we need to get back on track. And, but I started the conversation with, how are you doing? How was your summer? Do you have anything fun planned? And that just opened the conversation.
That's great. And that just shows them that you genuinely care about them, whether they're on the program or not. You are just from the heart reaching out to check in and letting those conversations go where they go. And look how many people are like, oh yeah, I need to jump back on.
Yeah.
And they needed that olive branch from you to just kind of reach out and, inspire and motivate. That's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Thank
and I was going about it the wrong way before.
Yeah. Love that.
So we signed up 2 new clients this last week. One of them is a coworker of mine, and I think it's been at least 6 months that we just kind of chatted about the program, and she has less than 10 pounds to lose. She wants to feel better, and she's like, my husband and my son and my mom, and she's just, going on, and she's like, I've watched you, and the same with the other client too. I met her probably, almost a year and a half ago at a women in business meeting. And she just out of the blue, I haven't noticed her commenting anything, just out of the blue messaged me after I posted something, and just said, hey, tell me more about your health program and your journey. I've been watching you. And so
I love that. Yeah. And you're right. Like people who are watching aren't necessarily the ones that are active in any of your posts. Mm-hmm. So, I think this makes me think of something when it comes to our post, really like putting some thought into what we post. I got a lot of that out of Church Boy to Millionaire, right? It's not about how many posts we put up. It is literally the quality. If one post is all you make one day, but it's generating a lot of maybe conversations or activity, that's where it's at. Mm-hmm. And I love that, because you just don't know who's watching. So congrats.
And copy and paste, make it your own. Like you
yeah,
said.
And honestly, yeah, I feel like in the beginning we do a lot of copy and paste, like new coaches, right? We're just on the new coach boot camp. You got a lot of new coaches that have a lot of stuff coming at them. Yeah. But, even if you are having to copy and paste something, definitely put your own words at the beginning of it and your own touch, so that when people read it, they know like, oh yeah, that's totally Brenda talking, yeah. Right? Like and I've seen posts, right? And don't share it, make it organic, because I've seen posts where people will make, and that's not really how they talk.
Yeah.
Right? Like those aren't their words.
Yeah.
But it does seem like you made a good point. Follow-up just seems to be, I don't know. We didn't do a lot of it early on. We would throw it out. We were checking boxes, like you said, but following up and showing that you're genuinely concerned, or you genuinely, love them and you want to help them. You're not out for a personal gain. You just want to share the greatness that you've been able to be a part of. And that, I think that comes through with follow-up, not necessarily just the initial, hey, this health thing's real cool or whatever. It comes through with, how are you doing? Just the relating to them specifically.
Yep, that's key, because again, we are sharing and caring, not telling and selling, right?
Yep.
I love it. Anybody else want to share? I know we're going a little over this morning. Okay, so I appreciate you guys jumping in and sharing. And I think for this week, I think the goal should be obsessed and be passionate. What I just talked about in Church Boy to Millionaire. Get creative with your action steps this week. Maybe that means changing up your contacting and commenting on, or how the conversation looks, right? Like, again, what Brenda and Blaine were talking about, being genuine in that. Don't just be so like robotic and just comment on, someone's photo. Again, it is about making the connections. So whatever it is though, you guys, just make sure that it's making you a little uncomfortable, because when we are uncomfortable, we're growing. And I have to remind myself this all the time. So that's a good sign if you're feeling that little bit of uncomfortableness. So just decide what that's going to be this week. And if it's just one thing, that's okay. Be obsessed and be passionate and implement it. So that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You guys have a great Saturday, and we will see you soon.